The Black Star Project is about creating children, especially black children, who are academic warriors. These are black children who are globally competent. These are children who you can put anywhere in the world, and they're going to be able not just to survive, they're going to be able to thrive. And that's what Black Star is about. So this year, we had a couple of excellent programs. We had a Chinese program where we taught Chinese to 17 black children. The youngest one was 7 years old. And so, a lot of people say, well, why are you teaching these black children Chinese? Because a quarter of the world's population is Chinese. And in order to make it culturally, economically, intellectually, in the future, you're going to have to deal with the people that are here. And so we taught our young people Mandarin Chinese, and black children took to Mandarin Chinese like a fish to water. They just jumped into it and ni hao, ni hao ma, sai jin, bukerch, they was moving it. Children. And that's what this is about. Black Star is about removing the limits for black children that have been self-imposed by our community. We've been bamboozled, we've been hoodwinked. Somebody has got us thinking that our children can't learn. And so when you look at the standardized test scores, when you look at the racial academic achievement gap, you see black children on the bottom. And we have become accustomed to being on the bottom. Well, Black Star is basically a response to that. Black Star lifts up black children and all children. We get Asian children, white children, Latino children, everybody saying, we want to do this Black Star thing. Because what we do, we make children who are basically going to outcompete whoever else is out there. Some of the programs of Black Star, we run the largest parent university in the country because it begins there. We teach parents how to be great parents. We've delivered over 350 parent university courses over the past 4 years. That's under the auspices of Toyota Motor Sales. They're the sponsors of that program. You can't do anything without the parents. Schools have been pretending that they can educate children, and especially black children, without the parents. And that is an impossibility. They can't do it. That if you can't get the parents involved, then you can't seriously, substantially, and consistently educate black children or any children. So that's number one. Number two, we have a motivation program of which you, Mr. Sims, you have been one of the longest standing motivators out there. We send people like you, doctors, lawyers, judges, we send ex-felons, we send retired people, unemployed people into schools. And we ask that the motivators give these young people some real talk about what it's going to take to succeed in the world. Not that, oh, just be nice, and oh, just go get a college degree, and oh, you're going to be fine. That's not the world that we live in anymore. The world that we live in, you got to be thinking all the time. You got to be hustling all the time. Legit. So we're not asking our children to do anything that's not positive and not constructive. But what we try and do, we try and create a new kind of young person. A young person who's able to make it in the world, anywhere in the world. That's our student motivation program. We have a destination college program. That's where we start preparing young people in the 4th, 5th, and 6th grades to get ready to go to college. We take them up to Northwestern, University of Chicago, University of Illinois at Chicago, DePaul, Loyola, Dominican University. We take them up to all these universities and we tell these young people, this is for you. And you've got to start now in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade getting ready to come in and sit in these seats and compete with these same young people that you see here today. Now, granted, our kids are a little younger than the college kids that they see, but we want them to get into that kind of frame of mind. So that's the Parent University, the Student Motivation Program, the Destination College Program. We have this thing called the Fathers Club, where we get tickets from football games, basketball games, baseball games, museums, and we give them to fathers so that fathers can take their children. Now, a lot of people say, that's real simple. Yes, it is real simple. Simply putting a father into a child's life in a nurturing fashion, in a responsible fashion. We do that. And unfortunately, not enough of it is happening. You might have heard, or your audience might have heard, that between 70 to 75% of black children now are being born out of wedlock in single-parent households. Now, that's a formula for destruction. The more black children that are born in single-parent households outside of the context of a family, the more you're going to see things like we've been seeing with these young men killing each other, shooting each other in the head. That's what we're producing. The more unemployment we're going to see, the more incarceration we're going to see. And so somehow, we've got to stop these young people from producing these babies. Today, producing those babies like we're doing it is a form of genocide. We cannot, as a race of people, support just babies having babies having babies. That's not going to work. And so and that's what Black Star does. We reach out to the young mothers, we reach out to the young men, we reach out to the families, we work in the communities. Other programs that we do, we're out there right now marching in the streets. We've been to Austin, we've been to Woodlawn. Next week we expect to be in Inglewood, we're going to Roseland. And we take men to march. And we don't go out there as policemen. The police, I don't think we need more policemen. We need more black men who are willing to stand up and to go out into these streets. And we don't need them to out-thug these brothers. So it's not, I'm a thug and I'm a tougher thug than you a thug. That's not it. We need black men to be black men. And so one of the things that another thing that Black Star is doing, we're doing a movement of black men. And so whatever your thing is, if your thing is athletics, do your thing, but connect back to the movement. If your thing is spirituality, whether it's church, whether it's Islam, whether it's Buddha, do your thing, but connect back to the movement. If your thing is economics, and you out here making some money, and maybe you're doing real estate, or maybe you're doing restaurant touring, go ahead and make your money, but connect back to the movement. So we're creating a movement of black men, small cells of 10 men, no more than 10 men. A lot of people say, well, we got to get 5,000. You don't need 5,000. Get 5 to 10 brothers and go do your thing. Your thing might be working with the shorties. Go work with them. These brothers here, they might like to work with the men in incarceration in prison. Well, go do that thing. But what's important is connect back to the movement. So we're talking about unity of purpose, but people have the individual doctrines. Some people might want to work with senior citizens. Go ahead, you brothers, go do that. But connect back to our singular purpose. And right now, the main purpose from what we see in the African American community is rebuilding the black family and basically taking control of our education and taking control of our own economic destiny. That's the purpose that we see that all people should be on.